Hi, my name's Mark Modleski. I decided to use a screencast that I learned how to use in Professor Mulder's class as an innovative and technological way to present my project. The project I did was a unit on the Great Gatsby, so I want to highlight that for you. And the email I have in front of me right here has all the components that I put into my project. So I'm going to go through all those, but to start, I just kind of want to give a quick overview of the lesson plan and the calendar that I use. So basically it's designed for a college freshman class. We decided that we're going to take 3 weeks plus a day to go through the project. And as you can see going through, I'll highlight what some of this means as we go through the project. But the first day is an intro day, and I have an intro presentation and PowerPoint that I'm going to show the guys and girls. From there, we're going to move into oral reports. The homework assignment associated with those oral reports basically highlights different issues that go on around the novel, and it just gets them formally involved in the novel. So once we have 2 days leading up to the book, we'll go into the actual book. Homework assignment that is due by Friday will be chapters 1 and 2. So we'll come into Friday and we'll discuss chapters 1 and 2, and they'll have a quiz. Moving forth, chapter 2 will be a close read. They'll work on a writing activity. Moving on into an intro to an interactive acting and group presentation. That'll be chapters 3 and 4, which will carry into that Friday, which will also be a journal entry day. Their homework for the weekend will be chapter 5 and 6. So on Monday, we'll discuss chapter 5 and 6, as well as an intro to an essay that will be due in a week on the day of the test. We'll come in on Wednesday and work on chapter 7 and 8. It'll be plot review, characterization, and quote analysis. And then chapter 9, we'll take a quiz on Friday, have a quick Jeopardy review game, and move on into the test on Monday. So as we're moving down through here, let me just scroll down here so you guys can see. I'm not going to scroll through all the lessons, but this is the basic lesson plan here. As you can see, it has on the top here essential vocabulary that's attached. It's one class period. I did get this design from the UBD website. So it has standards, the NCTE standards that will be used that are associated with the state standards. So we're going to take a look at those, and the link to that is actually on my rationale that you will see here in a little bit. It's got goals. As you can see, students will understand and keep considering. This is a little mix-up right here where it says understanding. Students will understand that Gatsby. That was a little mix-up. I apologize for that. Must not have completed a thought with my ADHD. Students will know. Students will be able to. It just gives on-hand and interactive goals. The tasks that they'll be performing, as you see on stage 2, key criteria. There will be a rubric for the oral presentation, and going on moving forward. So I attached all 10 of my lessons. If you keep scrolling down to one document under image, so for those of you checking that out, you can kind of scroll through and see my lesson plan. So let me just kind of go back over here and just show you with my presentation. The intro PowerPoint I was telling you about right here. Let me click on that for you guys. Okay, this was the intro PowerPoint. So it introduces them to certain things about the early 1900s. Many of the students are not familiar with the early 20th century. So it moves on. It highlights different aspects of what to expect and what's going on in the time period. It doesn't really mention much about the novel itself, but it's more to give them background information. So it moves on into day 2, where it gives them their interactive oral report, which is 25 to 30 minutes. So that'll be good for day 2. That's the end of that PowerPoint. Moving into my second PowerPoint. Let me click on it right here. Bear with me, folks. It's a lot of clicking and this and that and trying to get better at using this technology stuff. So The second PowerPoint, once we actually get into the novel, is something that the students will follow along with. Each one of the students will get this printed out, so they'll have every slide on their desk printed out to follow along with. That's something that I really found beneficial in teaching. So moving on, you'll see the chapter 1 and 2, the discussions. Very important aspect of the PowerPoint. This will be the acting project moving forward. So the students will each act. They'll act a certain aspect of the novel out, which is pretty cool to get them out in front of the class and acting. And I can't wait to see how that turns out. There's a quiz for chapter 9, sort of jumping ahead. Certain aspects of the test, as you can see, test in different standards and different aspects of the curriculum. Moving forth, quote analysis and vocabulary, and that's the end of that. So those are 2 of the PowerPoints. Along with those, I created little things such as an assignment sheet, as you'll see right here. Pull this up for you guys. One second. Little bit of a hiccup right there. And it's not letting me open any other files, but folks, basically, I do want to actually show you the rationale real quick before we close this out, because it is an important aspect of the project. So let me just open this up here real quick for you guys. One second, folks. See if we can get this here real quick. And let's hope here this works for us. And I don't have the product key, so I can't show you that. Anyways, folks, the rationale behind it was, a lot of what I learned through this project and through reading this book myself was, I learned a lot about life, the life lessons about economics and character flaws and what it means to be a good person, what the value of $1 is. There's so much about life that Gatsby taught me, and I really wanted to convey that it's more than just a story with the lead character Leonardo DiCaprio and a rich guy that made it in this world but didn't really make it, and all those things that they see in the movies. They don't really get that, and I wanted to make sure that I gave students an opportunity to understand Gatsby the way I understood it growing up. So that was the basis of the rationale, and my essential questions and the link to my standards are both in the project. If you want to take a look at my project, check it out, and I hope you enjoy. And I'm sorry for a couple of the hiccups in here, but enjoy my project, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you very much.